Alrighty, what's going on, everyone? Welcome. Today is Wednesday, August 26th, 2026. And what do you know? We had another banger Asia session. And to be honest with you, today it couldn't have gotten any easier. It was pretty clear that the market was going to deliver a nice shorting opportunity. But of course, all we needed to do was just wait for just a few things to align. And this is the beautiful part about having somewhat of a mechanical framework is that when certain things align and when it makes sense and when the narrative is clear, these entries, these moves, they just play out so beautifully. So let's go ahead and take a look. Now, we gap higher, and you can see right where this wick stops, right near the high. Can anyone tell me where that wick stops? If you look to the left, okay, there's two levels that you could have referenced here. Neither one of them have more influence over the other. But what I'm looking at is this right here. I am looking at the opening price of this bearish daily order block. And remember, these two up close candles is our bearish daily order block. Now, regardless of whether or not we are bullish or bearish on a higher time frame basis, here's one thing you can be certain about. If price trades up into these two up close candles, which is a bearish order block, we should to some degree find even just the slightest bit of resistance to offer some type of move lower off of it. Okay, something. Unless we were to just viciously expand to and through it, you would reasonably expect for us to reject, to have some measure of rejection from it. Okay, so with that logic, I'm outlining it because at the time of the Asia session, right, we were working higher and higher and higher. So I'm trying to get an idea of what level or levels we could reject from. Now, something I do want to bring your attention to as well is what does ICT say is the most sensitive part of an order block? Really simple, the wick. Okay, the wick of the order block is the most sensitive part of the actual entire order block's range. So if I drop down into a 1 minute time frame, you can see how we treated it right there. But on a 15 minute, what is the one thing that I'm looking at on this chart? Okay, and I outlined this at the start of the day, even today during the New York AM session. What liquidity pools was I referencing? I was referencing these swing highs up here, these relative equal highs. And we see price does what? Right at the open. We trade higher, sweeping out the buy side, sweeping out the buy side. And take a look at where we stall. Okay, this is not random. You see all of this back and forth price action? All of this back and forth price action is indicative of a balanced price range. It's going to take a lot for price to get through that. So just automatically, just based off of how price formed within this specific range, we favor a rejection away from it. And this is excluding the fact that we actually happen to have this daily order blocks discount wick, as well as the fact that we're sweeping out buy side. But when you combine those two analysis factors into your overall analysis, you're able to build a pretty clean and clear narrative as to why price could reject. And also, the biggest thing here is take a look at this new day opening gap. I mean, this is as juicy as new day opening gaps get. Okay, it doesn't get any easier or any clearer than this. This new day opening gap, it is large in size. Why is it so large? Well, we had NVIDIA earnings right at the close. So at 5 p.m., we had NVIDIA earnings come out. So this is expected to have some type of open, either higher or lower by a decent amount. So we're gapping higher, which means we are in a built-in what? We're in a built-in premium right as soon as we open. And we're in a built-in premium sweeping out significant buy side in the form of relative equal highs, multiple relative equal highs. We're in a premium sweeping out multiple relative equal highs, rejecting from a balanced price range over to the left, while also simultaneously rejecting from the daily bearish order blocks discount wick. So a nice little culmination of very specific factors that tell you a clear narrative. That is we're bearish. Now, when you add this narrative to a very, very, very simple model that I've talked about before on my channel, it's the Asia ATM model. And what does the Asia ATM model state? It's really fucking simple. You take your vertical line and you plot 6 p.m. and you plot 7 p.m. What is the highest high and the lowest low that forms between this range? Well, the highest high is right up here. Okay, here's our buy side. Here's our buy side. And our lowest low, well, our lowest low is technically all the way down here, but obviously we just kind of expand right away, and this is part of the new day opening gap. So there's nothing wrong with marking this as your lowest low, but what do we have right here to the left? Look at this. Do you see this right here? This is fucking Candyland. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swing lows that create one sell side liquidity pool. That is amazing. It doesn't get any clearer than that. This right here, this is like the market screaming, saying, target me, this is me, target me. And then, of course, here's our buy side. Now, why does having a very specific framework like the Asia ATM model help so much? Well, number one, it gives you a way to interpret everything else that you're analyzing on the chart. So we have this new day opening gap lower, which we understand is a likely draw for price, and it's large. We understand that we've swept out buy side in the form of relative equal highs. We understand that we're rejecting from a balanced price range. We understand that we're rejecting from a daily bearish order block, but the most important factor of them all is the actual model at play. The Asia ATM model states you outline the highest high and the lowest low that forms between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. You wait for one side to be taken and you target the other. That is it. That is all price needs in order to deliver consistent setups. So, we're gyrating. And then we finally take out the highest high that forms that forms during 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. And notice what time we're taking it. Okay, very important. Notice what time we're taking it. This is the 7:50 to 8:10 macro. Sorry, I'm going to change this. So it's our 7:50 to 8:10 macro, which is the this is the significant time during the Asia session where price usually forms its reversal points and starts to deliver. Right as soon as price sweeps out buy side in the form of the Asia ATM buy side, this is all price needs in order to work lower. Why? Well, we have to understand that Asia session, by default, is typically a session that is meant to build liquidity for later sessions, for London, for New York. So if we understand this typical characteristic, even when we get spectacular delivery like this, we can reasonably anticipate that all price needs is just the Asia ATM buy side. Remember what I said in the previous video when I did speak about the actual model and its rules. You just simply outline other levels that price could reach for. But just because it can reach for it doesn't mean it has to. And remember what I said, if multiple PD arrays fail in a certain direction, and it does it in a stunning fashion, that probably tells you what? That price is going to reverse. Take note of how we reverse up here. We sweep out the buy side in the form of relative equal highs, mind you, which now at that point is what? Okay, it has done more than enough in order to work lower. On the way higher, we end up creating a buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. I have a question. If this was truly bullish, if we wanted to continue delivering to higher targets, what should have we done? Immediately, we should have maintained bodies in the upper half of the inefficiency and then provided support to send prices higher, but we did not. Instead, what happened? It took almost 2 to 3 candles just to cut through the entire inefficiency, overlapping it. Then, at the same time, we end up clearing out this swing low right down here, as well as these two down close candles, which is our bullish order block. So we have three reversal signatures that overlap with each other simultaneously. After sweeping out Asia ATM buy side, after sweeping out buy side in the form of significant relative equal highs, after finding resistance inside of the discount wick of the daily bearish order block. Even you could have just said, oh, the failure to reach the daily bearish order block was more than enough indication. We're forming all of these reversal signatures during the 7:50 to 8:10 p.m. macro. We have this significant new day opening gap lower. Nvidia earnings came out, and it came out as double. They like completely smashed earnings. So that is very bullish news. So what is everyone in the market looking to do? They're trying to go long, long, long because they know that there was beautiful, 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 beautiful news that came out in regards to the marketplace, in regards to Nvidia earnings. So the sentiment is that we're bullish. And what does smart money do? Smart money leaves nice little targets like these. Wide open new day opening gap. Clear relative equal lows. So the moment this gets turned into an inversion, I'm doing what? I am selling short. Now, truth be told, I was not in front of the charts for this entry. Okay. I ended up getting my entry down here, which was based off of this bearish order block. But the logic still applies here. Okay. We understand that the new day opening gap is going to act as the terminus for the move. So price reverses, we trade lower. We trade back up into the inversion. Bodies can't even lay inside of the lower quadrant. Take a look at this. If I go ahead and plot quadrants here, look, we can't even lay a body above the lower quadrant. That's indicative of what? Bearishness. We expand. We clear out all of these clear lows down here, and we're right off to the races. We engineer even more lows that are right next to these lows. I mean, that doesn't get any clearer. The market is literally telling you that we want to go lower. We trade right up into bearish order blocks, and then we deliver lower with speed, with expansion, and then we end up delivering all the way to what? To the low of the new day opening gap. Beautiful. This is amazing. This is not random. This is not random. This is completely algorithmic. Now, of course, what made this Asia session so nice is the fact that at the close there was Nvidia earnings. So we can reasonably anticipate for Asia to be statically charged in terms of volatility, right? That's just expected. But regardless of the statically charged environment or not, the Asia ATM model delivers as always. Highest high, lowest low, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. After 7 p.m., you wait for the highest high or lowest low to get swept. If the highest high is swept out, you're targeting the lows. If the lowest low gets swept out, you're targeting the highs. You're automatic. That's all you need to see in order for a reversal to occur. Of course, you have to wait for very specific reversal signatures to occur in order to actually feel confident about taking shorts or longs. But a real, simple rule of thumb that you can just follow is when three PD arrays fail, or when three signatures occur at once. And that is all you need. Now, this one was actually one of the easier Asia ATM model setups, but hopefully you guys have kind of picked up that Asia has been delivering beautifully, right? We have been delivering beautifully during Asia. So if you're someone who is just speculative or you're just super interested to see what you could do with Asia session, just start paying attention to the Asia ATM. Spend a couple weeks just documenting how price maneuvers based off of this model, collect examples, and then go in on it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. That one was really, really simple. Okay. Just a reminder to you all, I am running a giveaway with Tradeify in the Discord. All you have to do to enter is you have to purchase a 50K select account using code T at checkout. Make sure you send proof in either proof submissions in the Discord, or you can just send me proof through my Instagram DMs or Discord DMs as well. But yeah, that's about it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.